Okay, guys, let's get started. I was just telling you about how y'all can start using Zoho, right? Zoho being a CRM solution, and how you can send out automated mails because the idea is lead generation. And at the same time, guys, what is extremely important is for you to keep nurturing your leads. By nurturing, what I was referring to is was always communicating and constantly having some type of conversation with your leads, right? Guys, when I just signed up for Zoho, I want to show you one of the mails that I just received, right? So if I open up, let me just show you my screen, one moment. Okay, guys, so just take a look at this. What I did was, right now I signed up for Zoho. Okay, and while doing so, what happened was, the first mail, guys, that I got, obviously I'm sure you all may have seen that, right? So when I was signing up for Zoho, what happened was it asked me to first create an account for myself. So what I did was I used my Google account and I immediately signed up and got an account created on Zoho. Now, while using my Google account, I'm sure a lot of you all may have seen this, right? When you all are setting up yourself on any application, you all can either do it using a Google account, or you all can do the same thing by using a Facebook account, right? So while doing that, guys, what happens is there's a certain amount of information which is obviously provided to the company, like the name, your email address. So in this case, what happened was my name and email address, I'm certain, got shared with Zoho because I used my Google account to sign up. Now, guys, in that case, now what happened was, after I signed up, you see, this was the first mail that I received, okay, which says, hello and welcome Rahul, thank you for registering with Zoho Services. If you have any questions, you can submit your request here. Look forward to serving your business. Similarly, I mean, simultaneously, rather, what happened was I got a mail from a Balaji, who seems to be someone who is looking after the sales at Zoho. And you see this, guys, this is what I'm telling you, constant conversation with the people, right? So an immediate mail that came to me which told me, hey, thank you for signing up for the 15-day trial. I'm trying to reach out to see if we can speak about your business and how Zoho can help you. This is what Zoho does for your business: 360-degree view, automating workflows, getting insights, and I could set up a demo for you. And alternatively, you can join one of our live webinars by clicking the link here. Guys, this is what I was trying to explain to you all. It's extremely important to keep your it's important to keep getting into a conversation with your leads, right? So this way, what will happen is you're giving them more information, you're giving them more reason as to why they should be using your product. So now what Zoho is doing is they're inviting their users to a webinar. The same way, guys, how y'all are sitting right now on this webinar, Zoho is inviting their users also on a webinar, so that these guys can also sit down and figure out how is Zoho useful, how is it used, and what are businesses, how are businesses benefiting out of it. So, guys, constant conversation. I just wanted to give you all this as an example so you'll see how it works. So what we'll do now, guys, is we'll move towards understanding what is a landing page, how to use a landing page, and I want us to do a small practical exercise where you all guys would be building a small landing page. Again, the idea is to share, is to see that you all guys have an idea of how to build a landing page. After you'll have built one, what we'll do is we'll share that information with everyone over here, and we'll discuss about the landing pages that have been built, right? So first, let's get started with what is a landing page, guys. So to discuss a landing page, guys, it is obviously, since we've been discussing about lead generation, please understand that a landing page is a web page that is specifically used for lead generation activities. So now what happens is, guys, I'm sure you're all already aware, right? There are different websites. Every website has a web page. Now what happens when you're on a website, which is a web page, what happens over there is there's a lot of information available. You go, for example, on a Flipkart, you'll see there's a lot of categories there which gives you information of different products, product categories, different services available. Similarly, if you go onto any other website, like say a Make My Trip, over there also you get a lot of information available about their holiday packages, their holiday tours, and everything, and everything related to whatever their products and services is, right? So in this case, guys, what happens is there's a lot of information available over there. What a landing page does, guys, is it gives you very specific information related to a product or a service that was spoken about in a specific campaign. And then the next immediate importance of a landing page is it has a spot where people can then put their information, like a name and email address, so that lead information can be captured. It is not used for anything else. Here, the idea with the landing page is so that a user, once they've landed, once they've come onto a landing page, they don't get distracted at all. There is no way for them to navigate from one part of the website to any other part of the website. Here, what they get is only information related to the product or service that they're extremely interested in. that the campaign is talking about, and then from there they only fill up the information to become a lead over there. So let me give you an example right now, guys. So let's just say if Make My Trip was doing some type of campaign meant for a young audience, right? For colleges, for students, sorry, for students in colleges, right? So if you were to take an example right now, if there was a weekend that's coming, and if there were people who would want to go to, say, a hill station with their friends. Now, in this case, what could happen is Make My Trip could have different categories on their website, which would say holiday packages to, say, international holiday packages, Goa holiday packages, and then there would be one holiday package which would say weekend holidays for college students. Now, if you had to go on the website and if you had to see this, there would be so much information available over there, right? So when a user has to land on the website and goes through all of this information, sometimes they might just get confused as to what product or service might need the best for them. Okay, that normally happens because the website has a lot of information to offer. But this case, in a landing pages case, this is what would normally happen. Imagine this, guys. The product or service that we're talking about is a holiday package which is specifically meant for college students. So take the same example that we spoke about earlier, where a business uses a Facebook campaign. They're running a Facebook campaign where they put up a post which says that, guys, long weekend coming up, it's time for you all to have fun with your friends. Here is one of our packages which talks about how you can have this weekend work well for you. When a person clicks on that link, it does not take them to the normal website, guys. The normal website is a website where all the information is available, where all the products and services information is available, and a user can actually click on multiple links there. That is the normal website. But in this case, when a user clicks on that campaign, they will be taken to a landing page. A landing page is one page where only information relating to that product which the campaign was talking about, only that product's information will be available there. So in this case, only information about the weekend plan for college students will be available over here. And then the user gets to see information related to that campaign, some testimonials, some information regarding why the product is good, and then finally there will be information about how they can get started by giving their name, email address. That specific information which is important for the business will be asked for over there. So guys, that is what a landing page is. A landing page is a page which is a web page. Guys, a landing page is a web page. But a landing page, the sole responsibility or the duty of a landing page is to ensure that lead generation is happening, guys. Okay, understand this. Every web page is not a landing page. Okay, guys, but every landing page is obviously a web page. Every web page is not a landing page, guys, because normally, like you've seen already, a lot of websites available, so much information available over there. There are not too much of lead generation activities happening on that. It's just information that's being provided over there. Obviously, those are not landing pages. A landing page is when information is being provided. That is when information is being provided about a specific product, and when information about the user is also getting captured over there. That's what a landing page is, guys. So what I'll do is let me show you examples of some landing page, guys, so that you understand how does it actually work. Just one moment. Let me just show you examples, guys. Okay, so what I'm doing is right now is I'm opening up a website. Yes, I'm opening up a website which is used specifically to create landing pages. Okay, guys, I'll give you all an example of another website where you all can actually create free landing pages. This website I'm only showing you all right now so that you'll have an idea of how landing pages look. Okay, guys, a landing page here, if you click on landing page templates, I will show you all. Wait one second, guys. Rather than going there, what I'll do is I'll just scroll down and show you all examples here. Just one moment. Okay, guys, so you see over here, these are all examples of landing pages. So let me just pick up one for you, right? Through these examples, guys, you all will also get to know what are the very important elements. What are the elements that you need to look at, or that you need to consider while building a landing page. So guys, please take a look at this page, right? Over here also, as you can see, what's happening is, what's very important is first you include the name of your company. I'm sure you all can see this over here. One second, guys, let me just confirm. You all can see, guys, can you all just confirm if you all can see my screen? Can you all see the screen? Okay, here guys. Okay, so like I said right now, over here, this is the name, here's the name of the company, right? So you have the company name that's included. There's a there's a line which talks about the campaign, which talks about the product, which talks about the value of the product, guys. Okay, because please understand this, when a user lands on a website, and especially if they land on a landing page, guys, it's very important for you to be able to capture information about capture the attention of the user immediately and provide them all the important information without wasting too much time. So guys, you see over here what's happening is there's a huge heading that's given here, right? Be fit, be strong. That's the value. Okay, there's an image, guys, that's used over here of a person who is shown as a fit person, right? So at least a person who is going through this landing page, even if they don't have a look at this, they might have an idea that something related to fitness or having to be in shape is or taking care of your health is something that's being spoken about, right? So you have an image which is also trying to convey that. Here's the value, guys. This part over here, always remember, guys, your heading needs to be your value proposition. What is the value that you're offering? That needs to be included there. Below the value heading, you need to then include a value description, because obviously some people may understand your heading, some people may just find it a little difficult to understand what is the message that you're trying to offer. So in this case, giving them a description, guys, at the bottom, like you can see over here, becomes extremely important, because then people understand what exactly are you offering. So as you can see over here, gives you the essential tools to get your routine going, work out now or join any highly trained instructors, right? And then what it does is it gives you information of how you can start, what is the price of starting up, and how you can sign up. You see, guys, this is a call to action. Okay, this is another very important thing that needs to be in your landing page, guys. A CTA, a call to action, is basically a button which is there on the website, guys. A button which is there on the website which tells the user what they need to do. It tells the user whether they should be signing up or whether they should be giving out information like the name, the email address. All of this is available, guys, over here. You can see it's all on the top itself. So when a user first lands on the landing page, they'll see this over here. And you see this, guys, it's really nice to play around with colors also, because this obviously pulls up attention. This captures attention of a user. So sign up now. This is your call to action, guys. So let me just tell you some of the very important elements that need to be there on your landing page. One is the value heading, as you can see over here. Okay, then there needs to be a value description, because some people may not immediately understand what a heading is trying to convey. So you need to have a value description. You need to use an image, guys. An image is extremely important, because an image actually conveys much more than words. So having a relevant image can actually help your user understand what type of advantages you're trying to communicate, and they might immediately sign up or give their details to you. You need to have a call to action, guys, over here. As you can see, it tells the user what exactly you need from them to actually get started. Then, guys, once you start scrolling down, you'll see that the company then what you can do on the landing page is you can give up more information. You can give more information about the benefits of the product, about testimonials, that is people who have used the product and what they have to say about the product, how they have actually used the product, and what advantages have they got through it. So you can include some information over here. You can give some more information at the bottom, and then finally, once this is a slightly longer landing page, guys. So as you can see, a lot of information given out over here. The pricing page has been included over here, and then finally a sign up option is also available for every class which is there, right? So this is one example, guys. Let me show you one more. Let me show you a few more. Okay, guys, let's look at this one. This, guys, is more of a template. It's not a landing page which is being used by a company, but it's a template. So as you can see in this template also over here, it's clearly mentioned the top part should be your value heading over here. This part should be your value description. Okay, and then you can see, guys, this is the lead generation part. Enter your email to be notified when it is ready, right? So once you put your email address here and you click on notify, you get immediately, the company gets information about the lead that was actually a potential guy who is interested in getting more information. So they record that information, and as and when the product is out or if they have to give out information, they can then start communicating with the user, right? Then as you can see, if you scroll down, guys, first of all, guys, this is the call to action. Again, heading, value description, an image which needs to be there in the background which is relevant, and then you have the lead generation activity, which could be a name and email address. This is your call to action, which tells the user what they need to do. Okay, and then what you can do is you can provide some more information, advantages or benefits of your company, and that's about it. Let me show you one more, guys. Then what I'll do is I'll show you a landing page that even I have created for my business, right? Okay, guys, let's look at this one here. This one seems to be good, right? So you see, guys, on this landing page, it's about an ebook. So the great book of smart knowledge. You see this, guys? Again, the value description needs to be in big. I'm sorry, the value heading needs to be in big, guys. Then you have a value description. So someone who reads the great book of smart knowledge, fine. Maybe you have an idea of what to expect from it. Some people who may not understand what exactly the book is trying to communicate, here you get to see in the value description, this 85-page guide will teach you everything you need to know about smart knowledge and the critical role that design and psychology play in your life, right? So you know, the user exactly knows what can they expect from the book. Here's an image that's being used. It gives you an image of the exact product. It helps because the user knows what exactly will the product be when they receive it. Here you can see, guys, this is the lead generation that they're doing. They need the name and the email address, and here's the call to action. Get the ebook. Guys, here's a little bit more information about the product. This is just random stuff over here, but like I said, you all can give some more benefits and advantages of the product, right? Here is the author, some more information about the author, some information I'm guessing that they want to provide here, and this is how you can get started. So guys, please understand, I hope you all are getting the essence of what I'm explaining over here. You have, when it comes to your landing page, guys, there are some very important elements to look for. One is the value heading, which you need to put on top. It needs to be extremely big because on a landing page, guys, it's extremely important to capture your users' attention immediately. As soon as they land on your website, they need to see exactly why are they on the website. So if they've gone through one of your marketing campaigns, okay, like we were discussing, one of the marketing campaigns, and from there they've landed on one of your landing pages, they need to know exactly why are they there on the landing page. So the value heading will tell them exactly why have they landed over there, right? Because they saw one campaign, they must have seen some type of marketing campaign, and then they come on the landing page. This value heading, exactly, it reminds them that this is the reason why they're here. Guys, the value description, which is this part, also needs to be there on the landing page because the user then gets to know what exactly is the benefit of your product. It explains it to them better. Then, guys, an image is extremely important because it communicates much better as compared to words. And then you have your lead generation where you ask for whatever information is important for you. You can ask for a name, an email address, and then here comes your call to action, guys. Okay, guys, these are important elements. Obviously, you can offer more information at the bottom, but then I'm sure you all have understood that, right? Let me show you one more example where what they've done, guys, is they've even asked for a telephone number. According to me, including a telephone number on a landing page is not, asking for a telephone number on a landing page might not be the best aspect or parameter to ask for, because sometimes what happens is a lot of people might not be very comfortable in sharing their telephone number. So because of which, what could happen is you might not have, say 10 users land on your website, and there might be 3 or 4 people who might not be comfortable sharing their telephone number, or there could be a majority of people who might not be comfortable sharing their telephone number, and those users might not fill in the form just because you're asking for a telephone number. So I would suggest, guys, to keep a telephone number outside your landing. Do not include that on the landing page. But here is an example of a business that has actually used or asked for a telephone number, guys. So as you can see over here, again, your value definition in a bigger statement, guys. The value description, like I said, you can ask for the information you required, and here's your call to action. Guys, at the bottom, obviously, you can include some more information in terms of the benefits and the advantages of your product. Testimonials, guys. If you can give testimonials, it will be really nice, because then a user who is actually looking at becoming a potential lead for your business, they will understand the value that your business is offering, and they'll be able to decide whether they actually want to become a lead with your business, right? So this is another example. Guys, I want to even show you all, a landing page that I have created, guys. Just one moment. Let me show you all a page that I have created. Okay, guys. So, guys, this is a landing page that I created for my business. Okay, I'm actually going to show you all I'm going to give you all details about this website, and I want you all to also just create a landing page because it's a practical exercise I want you all to go through. It obviously doesn't have to be the perfect landing page, but I want you all to still create one, and then what we can do is we can discuss those landing pages. So guys, see, this is a landing page that I just created with this tool called Launch Rock. Okay, I'll be putting information of this website in chat. So as you can see over here, what I've done is I've included the name of my company. Guys, I've included my value definition. Okay, because what I'm doing is I'm offering a marketplace which is meant for brands. So I've put down the name, the value definition, and then I've put down a description of the value, right? A platform for a variety of affiliate partners to discover the best brands and products to promote in one place, build direct relations, and start driving sales to immediately. Correct, guys? So this is what I've included over here. As you can see, my company name, the value definition, and the value description so that people understand what is it that I'm offering. There's an image here, guys, at the side, but as you can see, since it's a more business, my product is a B2B based business. That's why I've kept something which is more business oriented. Then what I've done is once the user scrolls, see, guys, this is my call to action, by the way, get listed, because I want people to sign up with me. So guys, in this case, what I have is, how do I get the information is, I've got a survey form, guys. So I require the people who I want to become my leads. I require them to give me some information. So how I take that information is not through the landing page, because the landing page does not give me the option to record more information. I need a little bit more information than just the name and email address. So in this case, guys, I'm doing lead generation with some extra information, and for that extra information, what I do is I use something that's called a Google form. Guys, for people who don't know what's a Google form, let me just show this to you. Guys, if you Google Google form, if you just Google Google form, you'll come across a website through which you can create survey forms for yourself. Okay, so when you click on go to Google Forms, guys, and if you're already logged into your Google account, you can actually create forms for yourself. You can create survey forms for yourself. So if I had to give you an example, guys, just have a look at this. This is a survey form which is created. You can use this for lead generation or for running your surveys. You see this, guys, this is a survey form that's created, and when a user sees the survey form, this is how it looks for them. So they can select whatever they have to, put in their details here, So similarly, what I did is, even I have created a Google form for my lead generation. So when someone clicks on get listed, as you can see, what will happen is the user will be taken to a form. So I have asked for a little extra information because it's extremely important for some of it's a B2B based thing. So I need some important information to be able to list the businesses that I'm working with. So this is my lead generation form. Yes, it's big, guys. I can tell you this right now. It's big. It's extremely important that when you're, depending on the type of business you are, normally it's always important to have just a simple name and email address. But for me, this is important, right? I need to get this information. So which is why I'm using a Google form to do this. But as you can see, on my landing page, if you scroll to the bottom, there's a little bit more information that's provided. And if any person has a problem in terms of they don't understand what exactly is on my landing page and how to fill the form that I just showed you, then guys, what they can do is they can put in their name and their telephone number here. And when they click on submit, guys, let me just show you what happens. So if I put in, let's just say Rajesh, and if I put in a telephone number which is there, and if I click on submit, guys, you see this is my landing page which says I'll be calling you soon, tells me your name, my name, Skype and stuff. So I'll be connecting with that user, right? So this is how my landing page works, guys. Another very important thing for you all to know is when you create a landing page, guys, it's extremely important to make sure that there is no link which can take the user away from the landing page. The main reason, guys, why you bring a user on a landing page is so that they do not get distracted at all. So that they do not see any other page of your website, so that they do not navigate away from any page of your website, so that their attention is completely only on your landing page and that they fill in the details, that is their name, email address, and they become a lead. If you give them links to other pages on your website, there are chances that they could move away from that page, which you've already got them on, that is your landing page. And there could be a chance that you may lose that lead. So landing page always ensures that a user comes onto your website and they stay there and they provide you the information you require, right? So even as you can see, let me just show you some of the other examples that we were looking at, right? The examples, guys, that we were looking at on Unbounce, if you scroll to the bottom and you look at any of those templates also, like for example, we looked at this one, right? So even on this landing page, guys, you'll see that there's no link which is provided, guys, on this. This is the entire landing page, right? Whatever you're just seeing right now. There's no link that takes the user away from this landing page. Again, because the sole purpose of a landing page is to keep the user not distracted. They don't want the user to get distracted, and at the same time they want the user to get all the information that they're communicating on the landing page, and that they should finally fill in their details and get converted into a lead, right? And if you give out any links to any other part of your website, there could be a chance where the user moves away from your website and you've lost a lead. So this is something you take care of. Let me show you another example, right? So this is one thing that we saw just now. If you take a look at any of the other pages that we were seeing, for example, another one that we looked at was this one. Okay, so even in this case, as you can see, guys, there's no link on the landing page which can take the user away from this page onto any other page, right? Nothing at all. So with this, guys, what will happen is, again, like I said, the user is ensured that the business is ensured that the user is always going to stay on the landing page. They get the information they require, and the sole purpose is to be able to generate a lead out of that user. So guys, this is exactly what a landing page is used for, guys. Let me just check if you'll have any questions, guys. Any questions that you'll have about landing pages? Any questions that you'll have about landing pages? Was that easy to understand? Guys, do you have any questions about a landing page? We can discuss them right now, because what I then want to do is just have a small practical exercise. Any questions, guys? Okay, great. So guys, let's do this. Let's do a small practical exercise, okay? Because this is extremely important that you all also have an idea about how to build a landing page, right? So I hope you'll understand some of the extremely important elements, okay, that you'll need to consider while building a landing page. Let me include those elements on chat. You need to have a value heading, okay? You need to have a value description, like we just spoke about. You need to have a image, because that image makes it much more easier for a user to understand the value that your product or your service is offering basically on the landing page, right? Because instead of having to go through content, an image can immediately take a user through what they can expect on the landing page. You need to have a form, a lead generating form. Like we said, right? We saw how you ask for a name, you ask for an email address, telephone number if in case you think it's important, but normally I would suggest to keep the telephone number out. Lead generating form. Guys, a call to action. It's called a CTA, call to action. That's basically the button which a user has to click in order to take things ahead, right? A call to action needs to be there. And then finally, at the bottom, benefits or advantages or testimonials of your product. Advantages or testimonials of your product. I am just sending this out to you all, guys. You can check your chat. You should have got this now. These are important elements of a landing page, guys. Now, guys, I want us to do a small practical exercise right now. I want you all to actually go through the process of creating a landing page. Okay, because it's extremely important for y'all guys also to know how to build a landing page, because I'm certain if in case y'all are doing your own type of marketing activities, at least this way y'all will know how to create your landing page and how y'all can use or include separate elements to be able to generate leads, right? Again, we're not looking at creating the best landing page right now, guys. The only important thing in this exercise is for us to figure out whether y'all are including all the correct elements to be able to generate leads. So guys, let's do this small practical exercise. The practical exercise is about creating a landing page. The product, or rather the website which you need to use to create the landing page is LaunchRock. Okay, I am sending this out to you all as well. It's launchrock.com. Now let's do this, guys. Let's think of a campaign. So guys, we were just now discussing about how a business that's into providing vacations or holiday services, they were talking about how we were talking about a campaign that this business could offer where they're offering packages for students in colleges, right? So that they can go out with their friends over the weekend and stuff. So some type of holiday package which is there for students. Guys, can you all please create a landing page where there is a campaign where a business is offering holiday services to students of colleges, and the idea is to create a landing page which will be used for lead generation. So in this case, guys, what you need to do is in the landing page, you will need to include all the information required for a person to get. When a person lands on your landing page, all the information they would require to know about this holiday package that you're offering, what is the value definition, the value description, some benefits which you can include at the bottom. Okay, guys, and then finally a lead generation form so that they can actually put in their name and email address. Like I said, guys, I showed you all an example of how I created one using LaunchRock. Let me just show you all that again, just one moment. Okay, guys, so what I require you all to do is to create something similar like this. So basically, guys, you all will include, as you can see, there's a value definition which needs to be there. What's the value that your product is, what's the value your product or service is offering, a description of that value, guys, over here like this. Your call to action, you trust me, when you use LaunchRock, you will see the form will already be there, name, email address. You can include stuff that you require, and then you can give some more information like this, guys. So you don't have to build, like I said, you all don't have to build a really perfect landing page. You'll just have to build something basic so that you all can also have a practical idea of how to actually build a landing page. Okay, guys, so can we just go ahead with this small exercise? Can we do this exercise where you're building a landing page right now? Is that fine? Just one moment, guys. I seem to, one second, just one second. Okay, great. Yeah, guys, so like I said, right, can we just go ahead and do this practical exercise which is there? Okay, guys, so please go ahead, use the website that I've given you, launchrock.com. Please use that website, log in over there. It will ask you for some details. Okay, what you need to do then, guys, is you need to set up your own landing page. Again, like I told you, the campaign that we are running is basically, we are a business that's offering holiday packages for, it's a weekend package for any college student, guys. So you all have to create a landing page which is meant for students, which is meant to target students. So please remember the elements that we just discussed about. There needs to be a value definition, guys. There needs to be a description, an image. You can ask for the name, email address, or whatever is important. A call to action is extremely important, so please include that as well, guys. And you don't have to build a perfect landing page, just build some basic information, and then what we'll do is we'll just take a look at it and discuss it then, guys. Okay, so guys, let's go ahead. Y'all take about, guys, let's take about 15 minutes. Take 15 minutes to build a simple landing page, and then what we'll do is, let's again start where what we'll do is we'll look at those landing pages. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll discuss. I'll share the landing pages with everyone over here, and then we can then look at suggestions that could have been included on that landing page. Guys, after you all have built your landing pages or using LaunchRock, okay, please click on the publish button, which you all will see on the top right hand corner, because once you click on publish, then your landing page becomes live. Okay, guys, so please go ahead. You all can use it. Take 15 minutes to build your landing page. If you all have any question, please ask me. Okay, guys, I'm just confirming. Jagdish, you mentioned that you're starting. Guys, Ravindra, Velidi, can you all please confirm if you all have any queries, any questions, or are you all going ahead and building the landing page? Any questions, Ravindra and Velidi? Jagdish, just confirming if you have any questions about using the application LaunchRock. Are you aware of the campaign? Do you have any questions regarding that? Okay, great, Jagdish. Go ahead. So go ahead, create, like you said, right? Go ahead, create the account. And then after you've created the account, you will see there's an option. It will tell you how you can go ahead and set up your LaunchRock page. It will ask you whether you are setting it up for a product, for a service. Just select the stuff accordingly, and you can go ahead and build your landing page. Guys, take 15 minutes. Go ahead, Jagdish. You have your time. Build your landing page, and then what we'll do is we'll discuss about it. Everyone else as well. 15 minutes to build a landing page, and then we'll discuss it. I'm here, so you can ask me any queries that you have. So, Ravindra, after you've selected the template, what you need to do is build your own landing page based on the campaign that we just spoke about. So the campaign that you're building the landing page for is a business that offers travel packages, right? It's looking at targeting a college audience for a weekend travel plan for a college audience with their friends. So you need to build a landing page that talks about this entire travel plan and package. So just after selecting the template and stuff, what you do is you build that information, like we said, right? A value definition, a value description. Select. You can always change that image also, which is there at the back. Select your own image, put your own image over there, and then afterwards include a little bit more information, and you can put a call to action, and you can ask for a name and email address. Everything is there. Guys, if you'll have any questions, please feel free to ask. Huh? I'm here only, so go ahead and put in any questions. Guys, I'm just checking if you'll have any questions at the moment. Jagdish, Ravindra, and Validi, do you all have any questions, or are you all okay with doing what you all are doing? Right? You'll have no question. I hope it's easy for you all. Perfect, perfect. Go ahead, please. Then go ahead. Just build a basic landing page like we just discussed based on the campaign that we spoke about. The campaign is about a travel business that's setting up a campaign for college students that are looking at a holiday over the weekend. Guys, if you all have any questions, please put it up over here. I'll help you all with that. Guys, another 5 minutes, and then let's take a look at the links. Let's take a look at the landing pages that you all have, everyone's created. Jagdish has already got done with his, so I'll just take a look at it in the meanwhile. Guys, another 5 minutes, then let's start looking at these landing pages. Okay, guys, let's get started. So I have already got Jagdish's landing page with me. I'm waiting for you guys. I'm waiting for the others. Ravindra, have you managed to build a page? If you could, Ravindra, just go ahead and publish whatever you've built, and what we can do is we can just discuss that, right? And then later on, what you could do is you can always better that landing page. You can always continue making it better. But for now, right now, can you just publish the page and share the link with me on chat so that I could also take a look? Velidi, have you managed to build a page, a landing page? Jagdish, I'm just confirming. Are you there with me? Can you hear me right now? If you could just confirm in chat whether you could hear me. If you can hear me so that I know you're here. Guys, are you all there? Can you please just reply? Can you just put up a message on chat so that I know you all are there and we can continue? Okay, great, Jagdish. I can see you're there, right? I'm just waiting for the others to confirm as well. Guys, can you please, Ravindra and Validi, just need to confirm if you all can hear me right now, if you all have worked out a page, a landing page that we can look at. Okay, Jagdish, what we'll do is let's continue, right? I'm not sure if there's a problem with the system because the others don't seem to be responding right now. So what I'll do is I'll just continue. Right, guys, if in case you all can hear me, please just confirm on chat as well. What I'm going to do is I am going to just put up the page that Jagdish just created using LaunchLog. Right, he just created a landing page. So I want to show that to you guys so that you'll have an idea of how he's built this landing page using LaunchLog. Jagdish, just one more time. I'm confirming you're there, right? Because since you've built this landing page, I want you to get some feedback on this, right? Are you there, Jagdish? Okay, great. So what I'm doing is even for the rest of y'all guys, this is the landing page that Jagdish created, right? So the campaign was specifically about a travel-based business that is looking at offering packages to young students in college who are looking at, say, having a weekend holiday with their friends. So in this case, guys, as you can see, what Jatish has used, as what Jatish has made sure he's used in terms of the elements is he's taken care of having a value heading, your ultimate weekend getaway packages. I like that, Jagdish. So what you've done is you've gone and specifically hit on what is the value in terms of what you're looking at offering. And to the only one thing that you could do is one additional thing you could do, Jagdish, is that since we were looking at targeting college students, maybe what you could do is somehow mention the fact that you're looking at targeting college students through your value definition over there. Because right now what happens is you have mentioned your ultimate weekend getaway packages. You could even include something relating to college students over there, so that the college students, when you're trying to reach out to them using any type of social campaign, they would exactly know that this product which you've designed right now is meant for them through your landing page, right? But otherwise your value heading is fine. You see, guys, again, what he's done is he's put up a description over here. So browse through some of the more popular and customizable weekend tour packages for fun, adventure, and more. That's perfect. Again, Jagdish, even over here, you could go ahead and just put up some more information relating to it being customized for college students, it being customized for people where they're young and they're there with their friends, and something that they could do with their friends and stuff, right? So that is additional information which could be added. Otherwise, this seems fine, right? So he's taken care of having a value definition as in a heading over there. He's put up a description. There's an image that's used, okay, guys, and then in terms of lead generation, what he's done is he's asked for an email address. I'm sure, Jagdish, since time was limited, I'm sure if at least if you had the chance of doing more, you could have asked for more information. I'm certain about that. So similarly, in this case also, don't just limit it to name, email address. You could also benefit out of asking for the name. If in case you can even play around with the telephone number, because in this case, since it's a weekend related thing, obviously this information has to be given out immediately. You have to capture your leads immediately, and you have to convert them also into a sale immediately. So having a telephone number or maybe even a chat ID could have helped. Instead of just a telephone number, maybe what you could have done is asked for a chat ID and you could ping them immediately. A lot of people even like getting pinged on WhatsApp nowadays, right? Because conversations can be had immediately. So long as you are not spamming them or making it look like you're just randomly pinging them, I don't see how that could be a problem. So even asking for a telephone number could help you in closing deals quickly, right? Apart from this, Jagdish, since again time was limited, what you could also do is at the bottom you could put in some details about the tours and the travels that you'll be having. So if in case you have 3 weekend plans, like one could be in say a hill station, one could be in Goa, one could be somewhere else, you could include these details at the bottom, and maybe some testimonials at the extreme bottom which show how some of your other customers who had used your services, how they enjoyed using it. So these are things you could include. But otherwise, all in all, you've taken care of all the important stuff on the top. Any questions that you have, Jagdish, about this right now? I hope you've understood the feedback. Is there anything that you need to know? Great. Okay. Rest of the guys, just checking with y'all. Do you all have any questions with what we just discussed right now about the landing page? Any questions? Or can I continue? Just checking if the others have got any questions with reference to landing pages, or if we could actually move ahead. Okay, great. So guys, this was specifically about how lead generation, lead management works. It's extremely important, again, like I said, for you all to practice and try out all of these things, because obviously what we've done is we've discussed a lot of methods that could be used for you to be able to generate leads, and we've even discussed methods using CRM solutions on how you can even manage those leads and how it's important to keep giving feedback, right? So my suggestion to you all guys, as I even mentioned the last time, is to practice and try this out practically the way you just did this with the landing page, and similarly see if you can use these type of landing pages to be able to generate better leads for your own marketing campaigns for your own business. I'm sure you will be able to see how this helps, right? So guys, this is everything that had to be discussed with reference to lead generation and lead management. What we'll now be doing is we'll be discussing growth hacking, guys. So any questions that you all have so far about lead generation, or can we proceed? Any questions that you all have about lead generation, or can we proceed? Rather, I can ask you specifically. Jagdish, any questions that you have? Okay, great. Great. I've seen that you'll mention that we can move ahead, right? So let's just move ahead. Okay, guys. So now what we'll be doing is we'll be picking up a topic that's called growth hacking. I'm assuming a majority of you all may have heard about growth hacking. If in case you have not, let me just explain to you this in the most simplest manner possible, guys. So growth hacking essentially, guys, it's a function in a business where the sole responsibility of a person who's looking after growth hacking is to ensure that the business is seeing some type of growth in either sales or in lead generation or in any type of objective that they have for the company, right? For example, let's just say I'm a part of the sales team. Okay, for me, my objective is to keep increasing the number of sales that I have, right? So my growth hacking objective is to get the most number of sales possible by spending the least amount of money possible. So I will have to look at all the organic forms or all the organic mediums that are available for me to be able to generate the sales that I'm looking out for, right? If I am someone who is in lead generation, for me, what is important is that I should be able to generate first traffic. I need to first get a lot of traffic coming to the website, post which after that, then I will be able to generate leads out of that traffic, right? So for me, if I had to do any type of growth hacking, then that would basically mean to get more traffic to come to my website, and from there, they need to come onto my landing page, right? If my goal was to make sure that people are signing up for my product and then they are using my product, they have to be using my product, that they're just not people who have signed up, they should also actively be using my product. So in this case, my growth hack, or rather my responsibility, is to ensure that I'm having more people using the product as opposed to just signing up and keeping the product over there, right? So guys, growth hacking is basically a function which involves a person having to only focus on the growth of the objective. The objective could be getting in more sales, the objective could be getting in more leads, or the objective could be getting users to actually use the product. So based on what the objective is, the growth hacker's job is to make sure that that is happening the most without having to spend a lot of money. So guys, let's do this. Let's please understand. First of all, what we'll do is we'll discuss a few examples. But please understand where exactly is a function like growth hacking used extensively. So I'm certain you already know about this, right? When you look at startups, when you look at different companies which don't have a very large marketing budget, they don't have too much money to spend to be able to generate sales. In this case, guys, what they need to do is they need to look at methods which involve growth hacking. The reason why growth hacking becomes important for them is because when you have a minimum budget and while you're working on a minimum marketing budget, that time what happens is you have to use all the mediums, all the possible methods that are available for you to be able to achieve your objectives. So in this case, growth hacking works the best for them. Let me give you all some examples so that you'll understand how this thing works, right? So I'm sure, guys, all of you all obviously remember, BlackBerry, a product which was used extensively about 3-4 years back, where BBM was one of the reasons why a lot of people were on BlackBerry, right? But at the same time, you'll even need to understand, guys, that BlackBerry was very popular with a lot of the professional audiences, right? People would want to purchase a BlackBerry. Why? Because they could check their mails. At the same time, they would have a small set of people that were there on their BlackBerry Messenger, so they could actually communicate with them. In today's time, what happens is you have so many options available. Like even if you go on your Android, you go on your iOS, you have the option of going on WhatsApp, right? Back in the day, BBM was a very the BlackBerry was a more luxury item as opposed to anything else, right? People could send their mails, people could check presentations online, everything. Now, for BlackBerry, what was important for them was they knew that there was a very large professional audience, a large audience that was very career oriented, but there was a small amount of that people that actually converted and purchased the BlackBerry. So for them, their objective was to ensure that there were more people purchasing the product. So they were trying to figure out what was the best way to get that to happen. Should we do marketing campaigns? Marketing campaigns were already being done by BlackBerry, and that resulted in a lot of money having to be spent, right? Whether it be a print advertisement, whether it be online advertising. At the same time, they did a lot of trade shows and conferences as well. Again, a lot of money was getting spent there, but then, they were not seeing the results they were looking out for. Then afterwards, guys, the BlackBerry guys did this one change, which I'm certain a lot of y'all might already be aware of. Like y'all, I'm sure y'all remember this, right? When BlackBerry had this one feature inside that when y'all would send a mail using your BlackBerry phone, there was this little option that was there which said once a mail was sent to a user, any person who received the mail, it was mentioned over there, mail sent from BlackBerry. This mail was sent from a BlackBerry. This was something that the BlackBerry guys had put up under the signature of every mail that was sent as a method to make the person who was sending out the mail feel special, one, and two, the person who would receive the mail would feel like this had come from someone who was extremely was very career focused or at the same time extremely professional to use something like this. So this kind of became a very popular thing, and people really liked that about having to see this mail was sent from my BlackBerry. So which is why a lot of people actually went ahead and purchased that so they could send out mails through their phones, and so that other people, once they receive those mails from people who had sent it through their phones, get to know that this user was using a BlackBerry. It had then become a very, how do I explain this to you, like a lifestyle, like a statement that was being made just because of the mails being sent through their BlackBerry, right? This was one growth hack technique that was used by BlackBerry in order to increase their sales, and they actually increased their conversions by about 30-35% just by including this one line. And this does not involve having to spend any money. It was just putting up a feature which included this line there, right? This is a form of growth hacking, guys. This is one example. Guys, let me give you all another example, right? So you'll understand this better. Now, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a professional networking tool which is available, right? Now, with LinkedIn, guys, I'm sure now when you look at all the social networking tools which are there, you have a Facebook, you have a Twitter. A lot of people understood when Facebook had come up, a lot of people understood how they would have wanted to use Facebook. A lot of people already understood that a lot of their friends who are there offline are also available on Facebook, and that they can actually have a lot more conversations with their friends on Facebook, right? So it was easy to understand the value of what Facebook was providing was easy to capture, and people was using the product immediately. Now, when LinkedIn came up, LinkedIn wanted to be the same type of a social network tool, but meant for professionals, where professionals could actually display details about their careers, about their professional life. They could seek jobs through LinkedIn. They could actually build connections through LinkedIn. And these were the advantages they were trying to put up, right, through their website. But what happened was a lot of people had signed up for an account on LinkedIn. But the bigger problem was a lot of people was not using LinkedIn the way they were using Facebook. People were still happy going and putting up a post on Facebook. People were still happy to go and connect with their friends and have conversations with them on Facebook. But people didn't really know what to do with their connections on LinkedIn. They were signing up on LinkedIn. They'd put up some information. You've seen, right, how you can put in details about your job, your responsibilities and stuff. They would put up limited information on LinkedIn, and then they would add in a few connections on LinkedIn, but they would not really do anything more after that. Guys, in this case, then what LinkedIn's objective was, they had to ensure that there were more people that were using the product. Now, people were signing up for the product, but there were not a lot of active people on the product. So for them, what was extremely important was to ensure that people were actively using the product. So what they did was they came out with a growth hack method where they reached out to the people who were already using LinkedIn, and they clearly told them that, guys, you're right now on a product which is extremely powerful to be able to get users anywhere around the world to find you. Today, what would happen is, before LinkedIn, guys, before LinkedIn, if anyone was even searching for a user, it would be very difficult to get ranked on the Google search engines, right? Because there would be so many other people being spoken about. But what LinkedIn said is, if you include your information, include your job information, and include some more information about the work that you've done, then I can guarantee you that if someone is searching for you online or searching for someone who is a professional at the work that you are doing online, your result will come up because we will help you rank well on Google. Guys, this is something that when LinkedIn had passed out as a message to people through an email, a lot of people found that interesting and exciting, and they wanted to be able to, obviously, right, because if a person is searching to hire, is looking at hiring someone, they're looking out for a person who has the skills and the experience that they're looking out for. So if what LinkedIn said that is, if someone searches for that type of skills and experience, there's a high chance that you will get displayed on the search. This itself was enough of incentive for a user to then fill in their details and actually start using LinkedIn extensively. I'm sure now if you see, a lot of people have got properly filled accounts on LinkedIn. Okay, and guys, if you all don't have those accounts, then I would suggest you all also fill up your details very well on LinkedIn, because that's the best way to be able to connect with people, right? And right now people do that so that people can actually get better job opportunities and they can find better business opportunities through LinkedIn. So this was one growth hack that LinkedIn had come up with. They clearly told people that if you use our account and if you fill in your details extensively, then there is a higher chance that people will be able to discover you on Google search. Guys, this is another example, right, of growth hacking. I hope you're understanding, right? The idea, guys, with growth hacking is that you need to have an objective. Okay, the objective cannot be vague. It cannot be something like I want to increase, I want to make a lot of money, or I want to make 1 lakh or 1 lakh in revenue, 1 crore in revenue. It needs to be smaller, broken. It needs to be smaller objectives. Like for example, if you say that you want to make 1 lakh in revenue, the next question would be, how would you be looking at making that 1 lakh in revenue? If you have 3 products, guys, the idea would be, I want to make, say, I have to make 50% from this product, I have to make 25% from this product, 25% from this product. Okay, fine. So now you've broken down the objective into 3 small parts. The next question would be, how do you make that 50,000 in revenue for the product A? Then your next objective would be, I would need to generate leads for this. I need to do these type of marketing campaigns and generate leads this way, do this marketing campaign and this generate leads this way. Then your next objective would be, how many leads are you generating for those campaigns? Once you have got a proper small number for everything, that's when you start working towards achieving that objective. You do not start by saying that you want to have a 1 lakh in revenue. You need to actually start with the smaller numbers, which will help you attain that 1 lakh in revenue, guys. So that exactly is how an objective needs to be put, and then you start growth hacking towards it. Guys, I'll give you another example about what a company like Practo had done. So guys, I'm sure you'll already know about a Practo, right? A Practo is is a health discovery platform. At the same time, you can also manage some of the relationships that you have with your doctors, so that they can actually, maybe even they can put down information about your health, about your about the treatments that you have actually taken through them. They can include this information on Practo, right? This is stuff that Practo allows you to do. When Practo had initially started up, a lot of users obviously did not know about Practo. They did not know about the benefit that Practo was providing them through their application. So a lot of people didn't really know about how to use Practo, or why should they use Practo. So in this case, guys, what Practo did was they had to, now what was extremely important for them was they actually needed to get more users aware of them and how they would benefit out of using their product. But again, as a new company at that point in time, what that would require was them to do, say, advertising, maybe put down, do some type of SEM advertising, maybe do some type of print advertising. But that would cost a lot of money, and they wouldn't really see immediate benefits coming out of that. So guys, you know what Practo did was, Practo did a small exercise where they ended up spending a little money, but it was extremely effective, right? What they did was, they went out and approached a lot of doctors. Okay, they went and approached doctors, and they told the doctors that they will take the cost of printing out the prescription pads that they use when they prescribe medicines to their patients. So what they did was, they took those prescription pads, they printed those prescription pads, and at the bottom they mentioned over there that in case you're looking at booking your next appointment with your personal doctor, with this doctor, you can find him on Practo. You can find him or her on Practo. Guys, so with this, what Practo did was, they put down information about their business at the first spot that a user might look at when they're booking an appointment or when they think about their doctor. Because guys, normally if in case, you know, a person is looking at booking an appointment with their doctor, sometimes they might Google search it, sometimes they might Google search details of the doctor, sometimes they might just look at their prescription page and find the number of the doctor over there and might connect with the doctor immediately like that. And at that point in time, if they had to do that, they would see that this method of using Practo to be able to book an appointment with your doctor. So there were a lot of users that downloaded Practo and started using Practo just because they saw that information out there. In this case, Practo did not spend too much. They just spent the cost on having to print, say, 2 prescription pads for the doctor, so that many prescription pages, when given out to customers, they would get to know about Practo. This is, guys, a growth hacking method that Practo used to increase their user base in terms of installing their application. Okay? Simple method, guys. That's how growth hacking works, right? Again, like I said, I want to stress on the fact that your idea is to meet an objective. Your objective could be increasing your user base, increasing the number of signups you're getting, increasing the number of leads you're getting, depending on what your objective is. Guys, let me give you all another example just so that I can be sure that, again, just so that you all understand everything, right? I'm sure you all guys already know about Dropbox. Dropbox is a very popular tool which is used by people right now to be able to upload your applications or your files and stuff and keep it online. So it's like having your own online computer, right? So when Dropbox also started, Dropbox was looking at getting a lot of users to actually create accounts with them and then start uploading their products online. Now, what was happening is they were finding it very tough to reach out to a large audience. They had managed to connect with a small set of people, and then afterwards, those people were very happily using Dropbox, but they were finding it very tough to reach out to a larger audience because they didn't really want to spend money while doing marketing, right? In this case, guys, what Dropbox did was Dropbox then used a growth hack technique, which I'm sure all of you are already aware of. They created a referral program, where right now, I'm sure you're already aware of this, that when you go on Dropbox, and if you find that the limitation of 2 GB, where the 2 GB space you have right now, if that becomes too less for you, what guys can do right now is you can refer Dropbox to other people. And if there are others who are interested in using the product, guys, so if for example, now in this case, guys, suppose I'm using Dropbox, okay? Now, if I want some extra space, if I find that limitation of 2 GB, if I find it to be a problem, then what I can do is I can send out a referral link to you guys. And then when you click on it and if you accept it and create an account for yourself, guys, then what happens is I get extra space. So in this case, what happened was Dropbox created a referral program for its people who really love their product so that they could actually promote the product. It would reach out to multiple other users, and at the same time, because these people were promoting the product, they would get an extra advantage of getting more of the product that they really like. So they would get more space in return for the referrals that they were doing. Guys, this is exactly how growth hacking works, right? Any questions that you all have, guys, so far? I hope this is making sense to you all. Did you all understand this, or is there any confusion? Guys, did you all understand this, or any confusion that you all still have that I can help you out with? Okay, great. So guys, this is what I wanted to discuss with you all, right? About how growth hacking works. So again, like I said, it depends on the business that you're running. You would have different growth hacking techniques that you would be using. Let me just take you through how the technique works. I'll just take you through a small framework. It's called the Lean Marketing Framework. That's what it's all about, because the idea is to be able to do whatever marketing methods, use whatever strategies you have, and do it in the most lean method possible. You wouldn't have to spend too much money, right? So how growth hacking works is, the idea is you first have to acquire people. It starts off with you actually generating traffic for yourself or getting people to come to your website, being aware of your business. You work on acquisition. First, you get users to sign up with you. Okay, it's like you take that example of LinkedIn, or for that matter, you take the example of Practo that we just discussed, where people get to know about the brand, and that way the brand acquires the customer. The customer gets to know about the brand, they sign up with the brand, or they might download the application. But then that's not enough, right? That's not the end goal of the company. What they also want to see the user do is they want the user to actually use the product, right? So then after you acquire the user, you work towards activating the user. The idea is to get the user to install the application and actually use it. So in the case of Practo, users would then say book an appointment with a doctor. Or for that matter, if it was LinkedIn, users would actually fill in all the details of their profile there on LinkedIn. So this way, you work towards activating the user by actually providing them. After you've managed to acquire them, you provide them with all added information they would require to find out what is the benefit of it and get started with you. Then what is extremely important is how you figure out, you have to work on methods to be able to retain your users, because understand this, a user might get started with your business, they might sign up for an account, they might start using it once or twice, but what is extremely important is to continuously get the user to keep using your product. Whether it be in Practo's case, once a user has booked an appointment with a doctor, got all the information they require, what a Practo does is they keep giving that user updates about their health. They keep giving that user updates about the doctor as well, in terms of what if they are offering any type of health checkup or any health checkup camp happening in their area. They keep giving that that user who's using Practo information about all of this. This way what happens is retention is happening. So a user will continue wanting to use Practo because of the additional and useful information they're getting, right? And then obviously after that, the most important thing is for you to be able to generate revenue through this, because at the end of the day, the business is running for you to be able to make money, right? So this is essentially how growth hacking works. It's all about acquiring your users, getting them to use your product, which is activation. Finally, after you've got the user to use your product, it's very important for you to make sure that the user keeps using your product. So retention, retaining the user is important, and then you keep generating revenue off that user, right? So guys, that's how the framework of growth hacking is, guys. What I will do is, let me just take you through one final example of how Quora. I'm sure a lot of you all may already know about Quora, guys. Quora is a question and answer website. It's exactly similar to how Yahoo Answers was working previously. On Quora, what you can do is, if you have any type of questions, if there's anything that you need to know, you can post up your question there online on Quora, and there'll be someone who has some type of expertise in the question that you just asked for. There'll be someone who can answer that question and help you with information, right? So even when Quora had started up, they did not have too many users that would sign up for the product and at the same time put down answers to a lot of people's questions. So let me just take you through what growth hacking technique they used in order to be able to get more people to use their product, right? So as you can see, guys, we were discussing about how the framework involves acquisition, activation. See, let me just show this to you. This is what we discussed, right? Guys, the framework involves acquisition, then it moves towards activation. Then what is important is that you retain the user and generate revenue, right? Finally. So let me just show you what a Quora is doing right now. In terms of acquisition, guys, I'm sure if any of y'all have used Quora right now, where y'all have actually drafted an answer on Quora, y'all will see that Quora allows you to even post that information. So if you have answered a question on Quora, it will allow you to post that question and that answer onto Facebook. It will allow you to post a link of that question and answer onto Facebook. So if in case, guys, if I am writing about digital marketing, what I can do is, after finding a question that I know I can give an answer to, and after giving an answer, I can even select an option to post my information on Facebook. This way, all the people who are connected to me on Facebook can also have a look at some of the information that I'm providing out to users on digital marketing, right? So what Quora does is it allows you to put the link out. So as you can see, guys, over here, see this is something that and Ankit has shared a question that he has given an answer to on his Facebook. He's put this up over here. So guys, this now what happens is, let me explain what will happen through this. Once I have put this question out on Facebook, guys, relating to a topic that I find interesting, some of the users who follow me on Facebook will get a notification which says that, see, this is what Rahul is writing or speaking about. Now, guys, after y'all have seen this, if you find this topic interesting, if you want to know more about what I have written on this, guys, you know what would happen is y'all would click on this link. Guys, once y'all click on this link, y'all will get redirected to the Quora website so that y'all can get more information. So in this case, guys, what Quora has done is, without having to really spend money, they have used their current users who are already happy using their product, who likes giving out information about the product, to actually have the product go and reach out to more people. So once a user has given out an answer, shared it on their social channel, more people would get to know about this and would this way visit the Quora website, right? So now in this case, guys, how Quora is acquiring a user is by sharing it out on a social channel, and people get to know about it and they land on the Quora website, right? Once the user has landed on the Quora website, they get to see the question, okay, that I have written about, that I've written an answer for. Now, in this case, guys, for them to actually read the answer, there'll be no problem. They can click on the link and they can read the answer, right? But guys, now let me just take you all to the next slide, right? In this case, guys, what would happen is, if in case, let's just say this user would want to say, put in their own answer. Let's just say now the user read something that I have written and they want to comment on what I have written, or they want to like my answer, or if in case they would want to put in their own answer, so that, because they might have more information about it. Then in this case, guys, what they would need to do is they would need to sign up for their own account on Quora. This, guys, is where Quora then works on the activation part. So in the first case, what happens is I have drafted an answer for a question that someone had asked on Quora. I shared this on my social channel. Someone who was following me on Facebook found the answer interesting or found the question interesting. They clicked on the link, they landed on Quora's website. Now they want to like my answer or they want to comment on it. So for that, they would have to create an account. So Quora takes care of the activation part, right? Now guys, when you actually create an account for yourself on Quora, what happens is, I'm sure you all should try this out, right? It takes you through a process where it asks you for what are your likes, what are your interests. So when you select a certain type of likes and interests, what happens is it makes sure that you will keep getting occasional information about those likes and interests. So for example, if I had to sign up for an account on Quora, it will ask me what are my interests and it will give me some options over there. So for example, I might select food, I might select say entrepreneurship, I might select science. So this way what will happen guys is it takes care of the next thing, which is retention, guys. Based on your interests, what Quora will do is they will keep sending out weekly mails to the user saying that based on your interests, these are some questions that were put up by some of our other users, and this also includes answers given by some other users to those questions. So if you find anything interesting, here you go, you can have a look at that and you can share it with some of your, you can share it on your social channels. So guys, again, when you manage to retain the user through this, and if the user shares this information on their Facebook channel, then obviously there will be more people that will have access to it, right? And this way more people would actually create accounts on Quora. So after this part where a user gets this weekly digest, right? This is one way of retaining a user. Another method of being able to continue retaining a user, if a user has clicked on a question and is reading more about that question and that answer, then as you can see, if you'll have used Quora guys, at the side, there are some more questions which Quora gives out, which is relevant to the question and answer that the user is already reading. So this way, if the user finds something that is again interesting for them, they can actually read more. I'm sure guys, you all must have seen this even in different blog articles, where if in case you've read one blog article, you all will see that there's an option at the bottom which says recommended articles based on your interest. The same way, this is what Quora is doing, so that users who have found one topic interesting, what Quora will do is they will show them other topics relevant to the same topic that they were reading so that they can read more of that website. And this way, Quora makes sure that the user continues reading their website and staying on the website. So guys, this was about the retention part, right? Let me just see if there's anything more. And then finally, guys, like we discussed, in terms of referring, what Quora will do is after you've answered that question over there, it allows you to then finally share that information so that other people also get to read it. And this way it will continue running the same cycle where a user will continue getting, there will be an acquisition which will happen. People will continue activating their account so that they can give their own answers, or if they want to put in their comments, and they'll continue referring. And this is how the entire growth, how the entire growth hacking cycle works, guys. By the way, just want to include this. I want to mention this, right? Because in the lean marketing framework, I'm sure you all would have seen, right, that after all of this, the final thing that comes out of this is revenue. At the moment, guys, Quora is not generating any revenue because they don't have any revenue channel that they're working on. So what they do right now is they're in the business of offering content, in the business of offering information. But at the moment, they don't charge for anything, guys, because right now what is happening is they find it very important to only build out a user base. They want a lot of users to be more comfortable using Quora, to actually only come to Quora when they have any type of queries, when they're looking out for the best content. They want to be the Google for content now. So instead of actually going to Google, you can go to Quora and get information to anything that's important for you, right? Today, maybe they're not charging. Today, maybe they're not generating revenue, but they are obviously building a very huge user base. In the future, what they can do is there could be a time where what Quora can do is they might charge their users for premium content. So let's just say, for example, right now, if there's anyone who's doing some type of research for their project or for some article, right, they might go and search for some information on Google, or they might go on Quora and they might search for some information and they'll get basic information, right? Basic information that can help them get their research started. But if they want to get more professional information from people who are more experienced, maybe what Quora can do is look at them charging for that type of content. Those could be revenue streams that Quora could be using, right? Maybe in the future, because right now what they're doing is they're building a large user base. Once people get accustomed to using Quora, they can then start charging them for it. So guys, this was growth hacking. This is what I wanted to discuss with you all about growth hacking, how it works, what is the importance of growth hacking, how it's important to spend the least amount of money when your objective is solely to be able to generate more leads or to be able to generate more sales stuff based on what your objective is, right? So this is exactly how hacking works, guys. Any questions that you'll have so far about growth hacking, guys? Anything that you'll need to ask? I hope the examples were helping make a lot of these things clear. Please understand, guys, that with growth hacking, what is extremely important is that you use a mix of all the channels that we discussed, whether it be affiliate marketing, whether it be lead generation, landing pages, whether it be using SEM. I understand that SEM involves having to spend money, but if you can actually use SEM, spend the least amount of money possible, even that becomes a good growth hacking channel, right? So you have to use all the mediums and channels that we all discussed and use that to be able to carry out a proper growth hacking activity. Guys, I hope growth hacking made sense to you all. Is there anyone, guys, do you all have any questions about it? Any questions that you all have, guys? Okay, great. Jagdish, I'm just confirming with you as well. Do you have any questions about growth hacking? Or or was that simple enough for you to understand? Okay, great, guys. So that was about it. That was lead generation and growth hacking, guys. What will happen the next time is there will be a live project, guys, that will be discussed, right? Because the final class is all about the live project, which basically is a practical exercise on how you can create your own marketing plan, on how you should create your own budgets and figure out how you can set up your entire planning exercise for your all your marketing channels in advance and then be able to achieve those numbers. Guys, I'm guessing in the first class, when you all had your first class, you all had discussed an Excel sheet. Have you all discussed an Excel sheet, guys? Do you all remember the Excel sheet that you all discussed in the first class? Exactly. So even in this one, for the final exercise which you all will be working on for the live project, you all will be using the same type of Excel sheet, guys, because the last time what happened was there was a certain amount of revenue that you all had to generate, right, for the business. And there was a target that was given that this many sales need to come in through your business. The idea was to be able to use all those marketing channels, figure out how much traffic you're going to generate through those channels, how much sales you're going to generate from those channels. Now, guys, you all need to do the same thing for your own business now. So with the live project, guys, the idea is to, let me just put this out in front of you all. So guys, let me just tell you all right now what you all need to do is you all will need to come up with your own business. Okay, guys. In that, you all will have to come out with your own revenue target and what is your sales target through that revenue target. So if you say that I have to generate 1 crore in a year, based on the business you select, you obviously there will be an average sales value, right? So based on that, you will have a number in terms of how much sales you all are looking at achieving on a yearly basis. So after coming out with all those numbers, guys, you all will have to do the same planning exercise that you all had done the last time. This time you all will have to select, you all will have to put down the revenue numbers, you all will have to put down the sales numbers, guys. You all will also have to mention which marketing channels you all want to use, whether it be SEO, whether it should be SEM, and then how much of sales you all are looking at generating through all of those channels, guys. It's the same sheet that was discussed with you in the first class. The only thing is now you all will be working on it yourself. Any question, guys? Because that will be the next thing that will be the thing that will be done in the next class. So the thing you all need to do right now is work on your project, and that will be discussed in the next class, guys. Any questions that you all have? Any questions that you all have, guys? Any questions, guys, that you all have about the live project? It's the same sheet that was discussed in the first class, guys. So Jagdish, what you could do, so Jagdish has asked me if I could suggest a site. Instead of, so when you say suggesting a site, Jagdish, are you asking me to suggest a business? Is that what you're asking me to do? Can you just confirm if you're asking me to suggest a business? Just confirming, Jagdish, if you could just tell me if you're asking me to suggest. Oh, no, it's okay, Jagdish. See, it's not necessary that you need to have your own website. See, this is only a practical exercise you're doing. You can even create a fictional business. You can create a non-existing business as well. Like for example, you could say that you're running your own fashion business, and in that fashion business, what you're doing is you're manufacturing, or or rather you're selling T-shirts online. Okay, so for that case, you will have to create your own marketing planning exercise, right? You'll have to create this entire marketing planning sheet for yourself so that you know how much of sales you need to generate in a particular year to attain or to reach a particular revenue, right? So you can create your own business and you can do the same exercise which was done in the first class by following all those numbers for your own business, by creating those numbers and the targets for your own business. Is that fine? Or if in case, Jagdish, if in case you want, what I can do is, here is a suggestion of a website that I'm sending across to everyone, which is of a t-shirt business. It's a t-shirt, it's an online t-shirt store. You can take a look at this and you can set up your own marketing planning exercise for this company. It's the same sheet, guys, that we worked on in the first class. The only thing is you all will have to do it yourself. Okay, guys, so that was about it in terms of our class. I really hope you all managed to understand or grasp whatever was discussed today. I'm sure it was simple. Do you all have any questions right now? Because in the next class, what will be discussed is the live project. You all will have to pick up your own business and you all will have to do the same steps and processes that you all followed in the first class. So guys, any questions or are you all good? Any questions that you all have, or is it fine for now? Any questions? Jagdish, do you have any questions or is it fine for now? Okay. And Ravindra, do you have any questions? Okay, great, guys. So that's about it for today's class. What we will do is we will meet in the next class now, guys, for the live project that I just told you about. Okay, so we're done for now, guys. Then what I will do right now is, like every time, I will just execute a few set of polls and then afterwards we'll end the seminar. Okay, guys? Okay, guys, thank you so much. So I've got done with all the polls right now. What I'll be doing is I'll be ending the seminar and we'll be meeting in the next class when we're discussing the live project. Thank you so much, guys.